Good morning, honorable mayors, distinguished guests and partners. My name is Sanji Singh and I'm with the Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific. And it is my pleasure to welcome you to the kickoff of the graduation program for the Asia Pacific Mayors Academy class of 2025. To open the program, we are honored to hear opening remarks from our partners. And it is my pleasure to invite the following speakers, starting with Ms. Banadia Irawati Chandradevi, who is the Secretary General of UCLG ASPEC, and she will be followed by Ms. Kazuko Ishigaki, Regional Representative for the Regional Office for Asia and the Pacific for UN Habitat, and she will be followed by Mr. Kurt Garrigan, who's the Chief Sustainable Urban Development Section Chief at ESCAP. So over to you, Banadia, for the opening remarks.
Distinguished mayors, dear partners, dear everyone, and all the partners of Asia Pacific Mayors Academy, very, very good morning. Annyeonghaseyo. That's the only few words I can speak in Korea. I think it is also very nice to see everyone here because this is first time I think you met in person. I can see you are so excited to meet everyone, especially all the fellows mayors, because this program started in April and you had completed all the online classes. I think this is great to see everyone in person. And of course, I believe that everyone will be receiving the certificate as graduation. So I think this is good to inform you that all of you will be receiving the certificate of graduation on 26 when we have the closing ceremony. But first of all, I'd like to express my warm welcome to each of you to this 10 UCAG ASPA Congress. We will have the opening of the Congress tomorrow, started from 9. And we will have also several high delegation to speak at the opening. And second, this is also maybe when you see the theme of the Congress is sustainable global self-sufficient cities and regions for the future. Maybe some of you have not heard of the concept of self-sufficient. This is also quite interesting to have interaction with many of you. What does it mean, self-sufficient cities and regions? So we actually highlight several key areas, 5 key areas of building global self-sufficient cities, like job creation. I think this is also one of your priorities. And youth leadership, I think we all know that in Asia, most of the population are young population. I think also in Malaysia and Indonesia, more than 50% are young population. I think this is also why in the self-sufficient Congress team, we also talk about youth leadership. And you will also meet young leaders. We have several mayors and deputy mayors who are also here, and they are below 35. So this is also to show that young leadership also play important role in building. Hello, namaste. Then another thing also energy self-sufficient and family-friendly cities, because we want to create the cities that are not only good in infrastructure and physical things, but also good in kind of relationship and connectivity with others. This is why we also want to create the cities that are happy, cities in which the people are happy, and then also have family-friendly relationships. And the last is urban growth. So you will be joining us in several sub-forums to discuss about these 5 key areas. And second, I also like to once again congratulate you. I think you really shown determination by joining all the virtual online, and I think you managed to complete all of those modules, and we are very happy. I think we need to give applause to yourself for completing all the modules of the Asia Pacific Mayors Academy. But let me highlight and also maybe before I highlight the 3 key points, maybe also good to know that you also prepare already action plans, but this Asia Pacific Mayors Academy must be followed up by actions. So you are learning, you have been a very good, I don't call it students, but you have been a very good learner. And you need to follow up and you need to put into practice whatever you learn during this Asia Pacific Mayors Academy and after the Asia Pacific Academy, especially on the follow-up. So I'm happy to see some of the actions plan that you put already in the form of posters here. But let me highlight 3 key points because I will not be able to join you the whole day today. But 3 key points. Number 1, I think from this learning, I think you also highlight the importance of community engagement and ownerships that are essential in building on the actions. Yeah, this is very important. I think I see some of the actions also referring to that. The second also, you also like to invest more in resiliency. In this is something that we must be done. It must be done because Asia Pacific particularly are quite and high risk. Like several mayors could not come because of the typhoon and because also flood that happened, like Dagupan also could not come, and several mayors also. So this is also why I understand that you prioritize vulnerable cities as your action. The last one, please, when you indeed, it's very important to think big, but you can start with the small actions that have multiplier effects for a bigger impact. So in this regards, I really wish all of you, once again, congratulations. And I wish you all will be able to implement all the actions. And last, let me thanks all the very important partners who initiated also this Asia Pacific Mayors Academy. Of course, thanks to UN ESCAP. I think we need to give applause to Kurt Garrigan because he's the person who has been initiating this together as a whole team. And of course, Sanji, we have here Sanji, who also playing a key role here in running this Asia Pacific Mayors Academy. And we have UN Habitat partner here. We have Director of Asia Pacific Regional Office based in Fukuoka. And both are important partners here for this Asia Pacific Mayors Academy. And I also like to thank all the partners who joined online. So because we have also partners from IJES, from Asia Association of Pacific Rim Universities, APRU. We also have a UNU, and don't forget UCHS. So thank you once again, and I wish you a good stay in South Korea and in Goyang. Goyang in Bahasa means dance. So we expect you to dance tonight when we have the reception, opening of reception this evening. Thank you. Kamsahamnida.
Good morning, honorable mayors, distinguished partners, colleagues, and friends. Good morning. 안녕하세요. It's a great pleasure to welcome you all to this special moment of the Asia Pacific Mayors Academy 2025. Actually, in April, I delivered greetings, but it was online. So it's my great pleasure to be here in person and see you directly in person. Let me begin by extending my sincere gratitude to our distinguished partners, UCLG ASPAC, ESCAP, and all collaborators who have made this academy possible. And I also thank the city of Goyang for hosting us during this important congress. Today, we not only celebrate the achievement of the mayors who have completed this year's cycle of the Academy, but also reflect on the initiatives they have developed through dialogue with experts and peers. This combination of celebration and learning truly embodies the spirit of the Mayors Academy. It's not simply a training program, but a living platform for exchange, solidarity, and collective growth. The mayors we honor today come from very diverse contexts, from coastal towns to secondary cities, from small municipalities to the larger urban centers. Yet, despite this diversity, they share a common challenge, leading their communities toward more inclusive, resilient, and sustainable futures. These priorities reflect the experience of mayors who need to balance limited budgets with growing growth needs and who must at the same time protect their communities from climate risks, foster local economic opportunities, and ensure that no one is left behind. What makes this academy so powerful is that it demonstrates how solutions can take many forms, from neighborhood upgrading to digital innovations, from inclusive public spaces to climate adaptation strategies. But all these approaches begin with committed and visionary local leadership. The initiative we will hear about this morning are not abstract concepts. They are real projects that respond directly to the needs of citizens, protecting them from floods, creating jobs and opportunities, ensuring access to basic services, and making cities more inclusive and livable. They show how leadership at the local level translates global agendas, which are Sustainable Development Goals, the Paris Agreement, and New Urban Agenda, these into tangible improvements in people's daily lives. To the mayors graduating today, congratulations on this important milestone. Graduation is not the end, but a continuation, a step forward in your leadership journey. The Academy is not only about what you learned here, it's also a network you now belong to. I encourage you to stay connected with your peers, to share your success and challenges, and to carry forward the spirit of collaboration that defines this academy. As we begin today's session, let's celebrate the achievement of this cohort and at the same time, look ahead with determination. The path to resilient, inclusive, and sustainable cities depends on the leadership we see here today. UN Habitat remains committed to working together with you and all partners to equip cities with the tools, partnership, and financing needed to deliver a better future for all. Thank you very much. 감사합니다.
Thank you very much, Kazuko. It's very difficult to follow both Bernadia and Kazuko, so I'm going to cut my remarks well short. But on behalf of ESCAP, welcome to all of the mayors here to this graduation ceremony. You are, as you know, as you've heard for the last 6 months, the 6th cohort in the Academy. And as you complete your participation in this Academy, I think it was said in the very first cohort of the Academy that once you're a member of the Academy, you're always a member of the Academy. So we expect that not only will you take back your learnings into your communities, but you will share your learnings much more broadly with the larger Asia Pacific region. You will join essentially a network of sustainability champions that we draw on as experts. and as resource people to share your experience and your participation in this academy with the next class and with others. What we truly respect and admire and commend you for is not only your participation in the academy, but your commitment to your communities. You're not doing this really, you're not spending 6 months of your time in your term really to just join an academy or to participate with others. It really reflects a commitment to your communities, and it reflects a commitment to continuous learning. We can all continue to learn, and I have to say on behalf of all of the partners, we always learn from all of the mayors who come through the academy. There's an experience that is always new and unique. Your communities are unique, your perspectives are unique. Your communities and the citizens within your town inform you, you inform us and others, and then we also benefit from that dialogue. So thank you. It's really, it's a thank you to all of the mayors for your participation. I'll join my colleagues also in thanking all of the Academy partners, UN Habitat, UNU, Institute for Advanced Study of Sustainability, the Association of Pacific Rim Universities, the Institute for Global Environmental Strategies, and of course, UCLG ASPAC, who has made that this session possible here at the Congress. And just one last note, your learning continues through this Congress. You have to attend certain sessions. They've been recommended to you. And then it's only after you attend those sessions that you'll get your certificate on the last day. So if you don't come back, you don't get your certificate. But I think overall, what we've seen over the course of the 6 months here is really reflected in what you see along the side here. Maybe in the first session of the Academy, we're all a little bit awkward and trying to meet each other, and you're trying to understand what the Academy is going to deliver. And I hope that as you present your initiatives, that you really see what the Academy has delivered to you. We see fully developed initiatives that take into account all of the learnings and the expert feedback that you've received over the course of the Academy. And we look forward to those initiatives being presented and us reflecting on them. We have a number of experts joining us online, partners online, and experts in the room. But our first step here is for the mayors to first introduce themselves, and then we'll go later into the presentation of the initiatives. So we want everyone, since you're seeing each other in person for the first time, and let me say that you all look much better in person than you do online. That's not true for everyone, I have to say. I mean, sorry. But we would just like, if you would just take a minute or two to introduce yourselves to all of us in the room. And I think we have a microphone to share.
Okay, shall I start?
Please.
Thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. And a very good morning to everyone, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. I am Julaiha binti Jamaluddin. I'm the, it's stated here, I'm the mayor, but actually in practice, I'm the president. I'm the president of Hulu Selangor Municipal Council. That is actually is a small municipal in state of Selangor, Malaysia. Maybe some of you have been there before. Actually, recently we have this ASUF in Kuala Lumpur. So Hulu Selangor is located about 45 minutes away from Kuala Lumpur. So thanks again to Mr. Kurt, Dr. Bernadia, Ms. Kazuko, Ms. Sanjit, and everyone for the opportunity and the guidance given to me from April until today. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And thank you also for bringing some of your colleagues with you.
Namaskar. My name is Rana Bahadurai, Mayor, Suride Municipality, Kosi Province, Nepal. My municipality is very close to the very renowned the touristic places of India as well as Nepal. It is a border of West Bengal of India and it's the border of Nepal. So my municipality is especially well known by the name of touristic place of Nepal. Also, it is very famous. You can get the very world famous tea, Black Orthodox tea. It is in the world, in the competitions, Trust got the excellent award. Thank you very much.
Good morning. My name is Hing Phomania and the mayor of Kampong Chnang municipality. Kampong Chnang municipality is around 90 kilometers from the capital of Phnom Penh. And I became the mayor for 3 years. And I'm really happy to join this program. And I hope to learn more here and to say about my experience to all the fellow and also to learn some idea from other experts after the presentation. Nice to meet you all. Thank you.
Mayor of Inura municipality. Inura municipality is very small municipality, but that is the capital of Sunsari district. Thank you.
I'm from the beautiful country, Maldives. I'm the mayor of my capital city, Male. But you may heard it's very congested city, but beyond the congestion, we have more than that. And that's something I would like to highlight. We have surfing, the most famous surfing waves in the world. It's in Male City. We have beautiful beaches. We have diving, we have snorkeling. So you can come and enjoy the Male City with all this. They have more than that. And it's a heritage city of the country. And we have the one of the largest museum. So we have more than the congestion. So I think we will welcome you with not only congestion, with more than that in the Male City. Thank you, Asia Pacific Mayors Academy, the management, for giving us the opportunity to learn from you and all the experience shared by other city mayors. I think we have learned a lot. I'm sure the learning which we have gained will help me to manage the city better in the future. Thank you so much.
Good morning to everyone. Marajon Buntag. I am from Del Carmen, Siargao Islands in the Philippines. Siargao Islands became very famous when in 2019, we were declared the #1 island in the world by Condé Nast. And that is a story that we are very proud to share to the rest of the world because we started from poverty with 70% of our people 15 years ago trying to live off very difficult conditions, including 4 months of typhoon every year, to becoming a #1 island for tourism in the world and most recently in Asia. Del Carmen also hosts the largest mangrove forest in the Philippines that is now considered the champion for environmental management and sustainable development as an urbanizing community. From nothing, we now have around 36 to 40 flights a day in and out of the island. Del Carmen hosts the airport, and also I'd like to again extend on behalf of the people of Del Carmen to all our partners who have been very helpful to us since April, right after the election. Actually, I was called right after the election to participate, and then was eager to really learn a lot from my fellow mayors who have shared so much of what we should not be doing as an urbanizing community. I've been mayor for the last 16 years, so I joined the call for the youth to be part of progress because I started very, very young in developing what we now know as Siargao Island. Thank you very much.
Hi, good morning. My name is Iliza Sanduddin Jamal. I'm the mayor of Banda Aceh City, Indonesia. Thank you very much for this opportunity to be one of student in Mayor Academy 2025. Thank you very much for UCLG Aspak Bernadia. I learned so much about the knowledge about the leadership and strategy to lead the future city, inshallah. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much. You've already heard a little the introduction from my colleague Sanji, but she'll introduce how the session will go, will proceed over the course of the next 2 days. And since I'm introducing her, I also want to take the opportunity to thank her. She served as the coordinator and really led a team that delivered the Academy over the last 6 months. So much of what has been accomplished, I give all credit to Sanji and her team. So Sanji, Singh.
Thank you so much, Kurt. If we could go to the next slide. So I just want to provide mayors with a quick overview of the 3-day program. We have shared this with you, but we just wanted to run through it. So we begin today with the graduation kickoff program and the expert feedback session of the Mayors Academy in the morning. And here we will hear from mayors and you'll present your initiatives and receive feedback from experts and partners in the room and online. In the afternoon, mayors will attend the local government leaders roundtable, and this will be followed by the introductory session of the Learning and Pairing Initiative on nature-based solutions and urban mobility under the Urban Act project. So that will be in the afternoon. And the day will conclude with the official welcome dinner. And that will all take place, all these events take place in Kintex, and I think the grand ballroom is on the same floor as well. Next slide, please. So on Thursday, the day opens with the official opening ceremony for the Congress. So mayors will attend that. And then this will be followed by the main forum on the theme Sustainable Self-Sufficient Cities and Regions. In the afternoon after lunch, mayors, there will be 5 sub-forums that will run in parallel. And they will cover topics on job creation, youth leadership, energy self-sufficiency, family-friendly cities, and urban growth. And mayors will be able to select the relevant sub-forum that they would like to attend. And then we end the day with a reception. And this will be another opportunity for mayors to network and with other mayors in the Congress, as well as local government leaders and partners from across the region. So that's day 2. And then moving on to day 3 or Friday, the 26th, which is the final day. And the day begins with the learning and pairing session, where cities will dive in a little bit deeper into practical exchanges on nature-based solutions and urban mobility. So this will take place for most of the day on Friday. And then finally, we will conclude with the closing of the Congress and the farewell dinner. And this will include highlights from the week, as well as the launch of the UCLG Aspect Manifesto for 2026 to 2030. And the most important part of this 3 days will also be the graduation ceremony that will take place at the farewell dinner. And the one correction is that this will take place at the Sono Calm Hotel ballroom rather than the Kintex ballroom. So that's a quick overview of the 3 days, and we really hope that mayors find the events fruitful and are able to engage effectively. Thank you so much. And now we transition to the next session, which is the presentation of the initiative, Mayors Initiatives by Mayors, and the session will be facilitated by Kurt Garrigan. So I'll hand over to Kurt.
Thank you, Sanji. And our fine intern Sol is going to present each of your, or prepare each of your poster boards for you. So the way that we'll proceed, we have some experts online joining us from afar. And we have some experts joining us in the room, and we'll allow them to introduce themselves as they provide feedback, or if they provide, if they share, or would care to provide some feedback. And we'll go through just in order. So each of you will have the opportunity to come up here, present your initiative, the challenge, what your solution is, and then we would like you to focus again on the issues and the categories in your poster here. So what is the evidence that you're using to develop your solution? What is your overall resilience approach? What are the policies, plans, and regulations that you'll put into place for our leveraging? What is the governance system that you will create to sustain this project or initiative? What kind of technical support will you gather? What kind of technical support do you still need? And then how do you expect to finance it? And as importantly, the implementation plan. What are your immediate steps? What are your medium and long-term implementation strategies? So we'll start with Hulu Selangor, please. Sanji, after the first presentation, we'll introduce the experts who are online. So just,
Thank you, Mr. Kurt. Hi, I'm again Julaiha. Okay, as you can see here, this is my poster about Hulu Selangor. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, actually, we only given 8 minutes here, so I try my best within these 8 minutes to present and to answer all the questions mentioned by Mr. Kurt just now. Okay, let me start. Hulu Selangor, as I mentioned just now, is not so far. It's just 45 minutes from Kuala Lumpur. And this district, for your information, is blessed with natural beauty, and actually is a fast-growing ecotourism district. And with this opportunity, however, we anticipate it will come with risks that we must address responsibly. I forgot to mention here with me, my team, maybe Puan Azina, you can stand up. This is my Director for Planning Department. And next to her, these two ladies, our councillor, Miss Eileen and Miss Wang. These two ladies, their area, under their council area, there are ecotourism, many to ecotourism and campsites under this topic located. So thanks for coming and join me. Another gentleman over there, Mr. Azhar, he is always with us during the online course. Okay, back to this presentation. The challenge that we're facing, as I mentioned just now, because our district is a fast growing development, we have a lot of opportunity in industrial that come in from time to time. So we can see along with that, together with that, we also have opportunity for the ecotourism. So we can see, especially after the post-pandemic COVID-19, after 2022, so we can see the rapid rise in privately operated campsites. Because Hulu Selangor, half of our area is forest area. So next to the forest area, most of them are agriculture area. So these landowners, they tend to build their campsites in their agriculture land, and some of the area nearby to the forest reserve and the river reserve. So at the same time, since they operate their own campsites, most of them are unlicensed and unregulated. So this creates 5 key challenges to us as a municipal council. The first one, no clear guidelines. This is a very important issue, and actually we already resolved, we already established our guidelines for camping, campsite. And the second one, infrastructure limitation. As I mentioned, because most of the area located in a very remote area nearby to the forest, nearby to the river. So the operator, they are facing problem with access to the utility. They have a problem to access to the infrastructure. So this pose a problem in infrastructure limitation in our campsites. Third, safety gaps. So far, we can see many of them don't have any proper facilities for and no emergency plans. Just a few of them that now we can see they provide this kind of facility. Fourth, unauthorized development. And the fifth one is the coordination gaps. In Hulu Selangor, in our district, we have a lot of government department that relates to tourism. So it's quite tough and challenging for us to coordinate them so that we can monitor and manage our campsite that we have in our area. So these five challenge pose people at risk, and we can see the most vulnerable people in this situation is the children, especially school children that come to the campsite, people from the outside area, especially from the town side when they come to our district. For example, recently we have a very long holiday. 16 September is a Malaysian day. So many people from Kuala Lumpur, from town, they come to our district. So they're not familiar about our area. Suddenly on the 15th of September, there is a heavy rainfall in our district and it caused a sudden water surge. And we need to call firemen to come to one of the campsite to rescue the campers there. Then when we do the checkup, we find out that campsite is illegal. They put the camps, they put the tents just next to the river. So this is one of the reasons why we need to regulate our campsite operator. Okay, so the initiative under this mayor's program, so we already launched the campsite regularization program, and under this program we identified 69 campsites, the whole district of Hulu Selangor. Hulu Selangor, we have about 175 kilometers square. So far we already identified 69 campsites, and until September 2025, 6 of them, about 10% already regulate and got license from municipal council. So when they got license, they got a temporary approval. They are given 3 years license and building permits. So when we license them, when we can regulate them, it's easy for local council, it's easy for other department to monitor and to enforce any uncompliance to the regulation. Under this initiative, a clear stage process is applied. There are 7 stages we identified. We start with inventory. This is what we done before. We find out about 69 campsite operator, and then we establish our guidelines. And this what through this establishment of a guideline, we do it together. It's not only about our council, but we do the engagement with other local council in Selangor. In fact, we also engage with the federal department. They come to us, we do the engagement, and we establish our guideline. And now our guidelines is being benchmarked by other states in Malaysia. The third one is operator engagement. Yeah, as what mentioned by Dr. Bernadia just now, this morning, we need to do this engagement from bottom to top, top to bottom every time, anytime, any program, because we cannot do it just as what we want. We must hear from them. So under this program, we did this operator engagement. We hear from them. So some of the things actually we need to tolerate. Yeah, for example, actually in our guideline in Malaysia, for a reserve, river reserve, there must be 50 meters away from the river. But under this program, we allow them up to 20 meters away. You only can put your tent up to 20 meters away from the river. This is how we tolerate with them, because they need to be close to the river. So we say, okay, it's okay if you want to be close to the river, but not as close as possible, not 1 meter or just next to the river, but you must make sure you have 20 meters away buffer. So what happened last week on the 15th is because they don't follow the guideline. They simply put the tent next to the river. So this is a problem. And then after the operator engagement, now we are receiving the application. Now this is stage. You can see there the first 3 months, the yellow one, this is done already. The 6 months also done already. We are now in the mid of 12 months until this year end, until end of 2025. We are now receiving the application from them. And by January 2026, those who are not submit their application for regularization, we will start do enforcement. So now we are in the phase of sending them reminder, then guiding them how to apply for this regularization program and to get permit from local council. And finally, after they do the submission, we will bring the application to our committee meeting for approval. And the last stage is like issuing a license to them. And before approvals, ladies and gentlemen, we at local council, we will integrate the climate change and disaster risk assessment. We are working with other departments. We call it Departments of Minerals and Geoscience, and also the Department of Irrigation and Drainage. This is two very important technical department that knows better than us about the river, about the slope. So we must seek their advice about giving a license or permission to any campsite to be operated. And then we also will enforce no camping zone in high-risk areas. And then we also already published the list of licensed operators. This is very good, actually. Actually, I got the advice also from the previous session with one of our professor during the academy. So we did this. We published the licensed operator in our website. We also send the list to our Tourism Selangor. So now whoever want to come to Hulu Selangor, if you want to do any program, especially you want to bring a group of people, about 200 or 300 people, you must come only to the regulated one. This is very good. Then this actually pose a tension, a stress to those unregulated operator. So now they know if you are not regulated with local council, you won't get a very good job or a good group in future. Okay, I mentioned about the timeline just now. So the evidence and lesson, we have taken this seriously. I just want to share why this program triggered us. Why this regularization triggered us? It's because the last incident that happened in 2022, we call it the Father's Organic Farm landslide. This is a tragic consequences of poor site planning. This location is situated on the way up to the Genting Highlands, Batangkali. In this incident, it trapped 92 people under the collapsed slope. 92 people, and most of them are school children. And there are 31 people were killed in this incident. So this is triggered very big issue that time in Malaysia, and of course in our district, because this campsite located in Hulu Selangor. So this is the evidence and lesson that happened. And since then, we conducted a field inspection, compile data, and mapping all our campsite in Hulu Selangor. So our next steps include more detailed risk mapping, geotechnical studies, and community feedback surveys. We got the opinion, we got the suggestion from the previous session. We need to do engagement with local universities. I think that's a good idea, because through this engagement with local university, it can help us to reduce costs. You know, to engage a private consultant to do the mapping is very costly. And for us, like we are not very small actually, municipal council, but to compare between the 12 councils in Selangor, we are among the third low lah, the third smallest local council in state of Selangor. So we need to do something that can reduce our costs. All right, in terms of policies and governance, we are institutionalizing this initiative. We will introduce local bylaws and guidelines by Hulu Selangor. Some of it already established and being benchmarked by other states. And we already integrate this program, these guidelines into our Hulu Selangor local plan. I believe every municipal council, every mayor, we have our local plan. Same goes to Hulu Selangor. So our Hulu Selangor local plan up to 2035, we already integrate about this campsite regularization. This actually to ensure long-term sustainability, because it's not about me as a mayor here. It's not about our director, about our local council. It's about the next future leader who can continue this journey to make sure our ecotourism in Selangor is sustainable. And we also do the alignment with national standards on environment, tourism, and safety. Okay, in terms of collaboration, we have a very good cooperation from government departments, whether it's at our district level, state level, or federal level. And we also have a collaboration with the private sector operators, small and medium entrepreneurs, from academia, and of course from our community itself. They're giving us a very good cooperation. When we call them to attend engagement and everything, they will respond to us positively. And I also need to mention that we have a special task force in Hulu Selangor Municipal Council. That is coordinated by our planning department. We will have this meeting at least twice a year. We will call all the relevant departments. We will call also a representative from the operators for us to discuss about how about our moving forward for this issue. We understand their problem. When we ask the operator to come to regularize their campsite, it will cost them money. You know, for them to get license from government, they need to provide the geotechnical report. They need to provide their planning proposal. All these need money. So we understand them. That's why in local council, we try our best. We try our best, win-win situation, so that we can get the engagement and buy-in from them to make sure the safety of the people that come to their campsite. All right, so I can see the message from Mr. Kurt. And in terms of resilient approach, we aim to strengthen resilience by ensuring that campsite development is safe and sustainable and adaptive. So first, we enforce location screening to avoid slopes, floodplains, and river banks. We are introducing early warning system, including rainfall triggered alerts and sudden river surge, because our area is we receive a very rainfall every time the whole year. So we need these early warning systems. We mandate emergency preparedness. So every campsite must have their response plan and safety drills. We also promote eco-friendly design, proactive waste management. This is very important. We encourage what you bring to your campsite, you must bring back to your home. Yeah? And then we also, finally, we are developing monitoring and evaluation framework. This is important to track safety and incidents, communication, satisfaction, and environmental performance to guide improvement from time to time. Ladies and gentlemen, in terms of funding, funding comes from our annual development budget, of course, from local council. We also get grants from state, Selangor State, and corporate Selangor, and also federal. They are giving us grants, but not so much. And we also got CSR partnership and potential international support. Maybe we can also work hand in hand with UNDP and ESCAP in the future to enhance our program. Okay, I think I come to the end. Thank you very much for this opportunity. And for Hulu Selangor, through this initiative, we ensure that ecotourism growth is not only safe and sustainable, but also inclusive, protecting our communities, preserving the environment, and building confidence in our district future. With that, thank you very much, Mr. Kurt. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Mayor. We have an interesting, not problem, but a challenge here. Today, actually, the people who are joining us online can probably see the initiatives better than those in the room, which is kind of the opposite of what usually happens. We do have a number of experts online from the Academy partners. We have UN Habitat. We have faculty from the various universities with the Asia Pacific Rim universities. We have UNU, IAS, and we have IGES online. So we're connected through Zoom, and I see the first hand raised is Motion. If you would just quickly introduce yourself as you appear on screen here and provide your question or your feedback to the mayor.
Kia ora, everyone. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you?
Mohsen Jan, online participants can hear you.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, thank you. Kia ora, everyone. My name is Mohsen Mohammad. I'm senior lecturer in University of Auckland, School of Architecture and Planning. It's a very fantastic, actually, case here, and well done, Mayor. It's a very good plan, and it's a kind of very challenging, even in the context of New Zealand. We are facing this kind of things. It's a very touristy country, and also somehow people camping in some natural base kind of places, and they are not safe sometimes. It's a very fantastic plan you prepared. Well done, and I'm glad to see that you have a very good plan for it. The only recommendation I can add to what you have, using a kind of the emerging technologies like applications. For example, in your region, you can prepare a kind of the apps when people bring or tourists coming, especially in collaboration with the the site owners, you know, you encourage the tourists actually to actually install the apps in their mobile phones. If something happened, you know, you can easily inform them and warn them regarding to the incident potentially will happen. So it's a kind of the preparation and save people. We are quite doing the same things, you know, and testing similar projects in New Zealand context as well. Yeah, but it's a kind of I think it can be added to the plan and policy you have over there. But it's a very fantastic project. Well done.
Thank you very much, Motion. Next, Sri from UN Habitat. You all will remember Sri, previous sessions. Over to you, Sri.
Good morning to all of you. Thank you, Kurt. I'm joining from Bangkok. Apologies, I could not be there in person, but I'm very glad to see the sixth cohort is concluding soon, another 3-4 days, and my director is there, Kazuka-san. On the presentation of Hulu Selangor, very impressive. Thank you, Mayor, and very timely initiative. We at UN Habitat, we are closely working with both KPKT and the JLN and other departments in Malaysia, and I know how important is this initiative, especially reviewing those guidelines that were established a couple of years back. So I think you came up with a clear roadmap and a governance structure to address these challenges and mainly the safety standards as well. One of the most fundamental aspect of these campsites or ecotourism hotspots, not only in Malaysia, but most parts of Asia, is all about the change of behavior. We may have best of the best enforcement guidelines, but how do you really comply? How do you monitor? How do you enforce? That takes a lot of resources. So what we felt, I mean, this is part of the global public space assessment of UN Habitat. What we felt is if you invest more in stakeholder engagement, invest more into awareness campaigns and tourism campaigns, mainstream all what you wanted to really showcase in those campaigns, that public information actually will change the behavior of people. And they also own it, you know, so especially if you look at tourism as a major contributor to Malaysia, almost 20 to 25% of the employment coming from the tourism sector, right? So, and how do you ensure that both domestic tourists as well as international tourists feel that this place belongs to them, and that they also pay for it? Because yeah, you outlined that you are receiving budgets from the national, both from your city council and the national budgets, but it's always important to maintain a user fee, which most people do not mind. Especially for those polluters, it is very important, so that you can really maintain it so well that people have repeated camping there, right? So that's one. And also I would suggest to keep some realistic targets, maybe 2 years down the line, what you wanted to achieve from your roadmap, as well as in 4 years and 6 years, so until 2030. In line with some of the SDG targets that Malaysia has set for itself. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sri. We also have Fernando from IGES, one of our key faculty members. Fernando, brief.
Yes. Hello, everybody. And
then followed by Yu Zhao.
Yes. So hello, everybody. And first of all, congratulations to all the majors for starting your graduation journey. And I hope all of you will graduate by the end of this 3 days workshop. So regarding the initiative, I would like first to really commend how this is a very initiative in a study that is actually balancing tourism development with environmental protection. So you are trying to strive to allow economic activities and keep fostering growth while also preserving the environment in your community in an area that is critical for what I understand from the initiative, because it's not also, I mean, it's about the environment, but also about safety and about how people can keep enjoying nature and camping and leisure in this context. So I would say that probably one area of improvement, and also maybe building upon what Sri has said before, is to try to think how will you measure success and how are you going to be measuring the implementation of the initiative, and what kind of data are you going to need to be able to then adjust and think again about how this is working and how things are developing. So having a clear set of objectives and how you are working towards them, to also be able to adapt and make the strategy itself resilient, so you can adapt as things are evolving, and to be able to use data to modify your policy. But otherwise, I think it's an excellent initiative, and I hope one day I can go to one of these campsites and enjoy the nature then in Pulusa and Gore. So thank you so much, and it was an honor being here today.
Thank you, Fernando.
Thank you.
Yi Xiaoyang, over to you.
Well, thank you, Honorable Mayor. I'm so heartened and then to see the discussion we had a few weeks ago now turn into real actions, and some of the ideas we discussed now you're already put into implementation and then start seeing some positive impact. I echo more my colleagues who discussed here. So it's important to have use technology, use strong enforcement to raise public awareness of the safety issues, and also use clear rewarding system on a clear enforcement method to help make sure that no camping zone is enforced, and also business who follow the rules receive recognition. I think this will help your strategy to get to effective outcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Yi Xiao. That's all the comments from online. If there's anyone in the room who has a comment, feedback. If not, we can move on to the next mayor, the presentation from Suryodaya, Nepal.
All right, thank you, Mr. Kurt, and thank you for the fellow experts online. We take note all the comments and we will enhance our program. Thank you very much.
Just to note, there will be some additional comments in the Zoom chat that we'll also compile and share with you as the session goes. Mayor Wright? If you could, please try to keep your presentation to about 5 to 7 minutes so we have time for the feedback.
Good morning, everybody. First of all, I would like to thank for the expertise and all the organizers and mayors and participants. I don't have the long presentations, very short presentations. I'm from Nepal, Suryodaya municipality. The area-wise, it is very big municipalities. The area of municipalities is 252.52 square kilometers, but population is very less, around 56,000 only. It is touristic municipality, and I have already told that this municipality is very, very famous for not only for the tea, lot of other commodities. So today my presentation for the integrated solid waste management systems to protect our earth, to protect our environment, to make our city clean, green, and give the rights to the people to breathe in the very clean environment. So, and the municipality is touristic municipality, that is the region, we are giving our priority for the waste management system. And we have finalized these presentations, taking the feedback from expertise as well as from the discussions with our municipalities as well as the expertise from national and provincial government. And we have already started this project also. So what was the challenges was there? The rapid and unplanned urbanizations, limited infrastructures and institutional capacity, open dumping, poor collection efficiency, poor collection efficiency, tourist destination status adds precious unmanaged waste in public space. These were the challenges and initiatives. What we did, adoption on integrated solid management systems, sanitary landfill site and the place. It is called the place name. I don't know. You don't know. It is called the place name is Ramite. And supporting infrastructures emphasize on the three principles: reduce, reuse, and recycle. And local capacity buildings, these initiatives. And some evidence: waste quantity, compositions, seasonal variations, engineering, geological, hydrological, and biological, social, economic, water quality, soil, catchment, heritage, social spaces in buffer zones, rainfall, evaporations, groundwater flow, landfill, and gas movement. This is the evidence. And we did the examine and plans and regulation. What was the plan and what is our plan and what is the regulation we need to complete this project? Aligned with the Solid Waste Management Act we have in the central government. And this is 2068, means this is a calendar of Nepal, Nepali calendars. Compliance with the national government laws, landfill design, manuals, provincial, federal frameworks. Also, we have on our own law and regulations of municipality. Legal regulations and land acquisitions and buffer zones, management integrated into DPR. The governments, the committee and management committee, the governments, joint steering committee under MOPID, means this is the governments of provincial government. The secretary, the chairperson, the secretary with PSP means provincial support project, and mere technical team we have in our municipality also. Consultations team supervised by PSP Kosi province and municipality authorities. These are the government's part. And resilience approach. What are the resilience approach for the project? Environmental, nature-based solution. We are giving very big priority for the NBS for Richard, odor, dust, stormwater, drainage and slope stabilizations, and social safeguard plan, community engagement, buffer zone, formations and livelihood, institutional awareness campaign, advocacy, 3 years communication calendar for 3R practices, and economics, financial model, and tipping fees, tariffs, recyclable, compost cells, PPP, private sector engagement. To make this project resilient, we have given the priority for this. Financial, this is a very important. We did discussion with long time with our expertise, this provided by the Mayor's Academies, and capital, landfill works, access road facilities, machineries, awareness campaign, O&M. These are the activities. Technical support. I don't think, I hope this all the technicals, and time frame. This is time frame we have already started. They stated for the IE and awareness program. These are the activities we have the plan to complete the project. Again, thank you very much for the expertise and Mayor Academy staffs. They have given a lot of feedbacks, and I will continue and take the support, as well as I'll be with the Mayor's Academy in days to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Let's open the floor for any feedback in the Zoom call. Also, fellow mayors in the Academy, you're also welcome to provide any feedback or questions. I know solid waste is especially one of those areas that all cities across the region are struggling with and facing the challenge. But first, over to Sri, UN Habitat from Bangkok.
Thank you very much. Not only in this cohort, Kurt, as you witnessed, many other cohorts, and also what we do when we interact with many mayors. This is one of the most pressing issue across Asia Pacific cities. One, it is a challenge because mayors do not want to take their visitors to show the waste management sites or the landfill sites. And second, because the budgets of City Hall are bleeding, in the sense 60 to 70% are going into subsidizing services. Mr. Rai, namaste. Thank you very much for that presentation. Given Surabaya municipality is of around 60,000 population, with the floating population that come for tourism purposes. And noting, in our part of the world, almost 60 to 70% of our waste is organic. That means compostable. I think your plan of, making that segregation and making sure that it's being recycled in a way that you encourage the informal sector, because especially in South Asia, we have this issue about not having the informal sectors to be formalized. So, and since the problem is not so big and sizable population of 50, 60,000, we would recommend, based on the best practices that we have witnessed elsewhere in the region, to do a massive health and awareness campaign to these informal rack pickers and scavengers. Make them part of a formal system by providing access times and also occupational safety equipment. It's a one-time investment. And also in some cities, they have provided health insurance with medical checkups. And that proved very useful, because now you are able to quantify how much is being recycled. Very important if you really want to prepare yourself, your city, for submitting any proposals for international grants or international funding and also on linking this to climate financing. Second, a full-fledged integrated solid waste management may take many years. I think with integration of this massive, community awareness and that again change of behavior in composting 70% of the waste, that means what you are spending now will be reduced by 70% because you will not be transporting all that waste. You will not be collecting, you will not be transporting to the landfill site. So that money can actually be used for making your existing open dump site into a controlled dump site. And slowly, by cell, you can convert that into, kind of a sanitary landfill. So I would please feel free to reach out to UN Habitat Country Manager in Nepal, Pragya Pradhan. She can share with you what we have done in other municipalities with the Fukuoka method of landfilling, as well as many other guidelines and suggestions that are available for composting in your neighborhood. So excellent vision. Yes, it takes time, but we are all there with all the partners to provide you all required information from both the Habitat and from ESCAP and also from our partners. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sri. I don't see any other hands raised in the Zoom call. Is there anyone in the room who has a question for the mayor or any comment? I think, as Sri said, one of the key challenges is changing the mindset on solid waste and looking at waste as a resource rather than as a challenge to kind of transport and dump. There are many solutions where waste has been, especially organic waste, has been turned into marketable product, compost, refuse, derived fuel. So there are a lot of opportunities to incorporate into your solid waste management. And as Sri said, also a comprehensive solid waste management system and program over the long term. One of the challenges in the waste to energy solutions that many are implementing is that as communities grow, the energy that is generated from that waste to energy system requires more and more waste as the communities grow and energy demands increase. So there always has to be a balance and an overall solid waste management system that looks at the long term and looks at aspirations towards zero waste, but also balancing some of the marketable opportunities as well. Anyone else online? I do not see anyone. Okay, so we can move.
One minute.
Yes, please.
The inhabited is 60,000, but annually the tourists used to come around more than 500,000 annually. These are the big numbers, the tourist flow. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you so much, Mayor. Move from Nepal to Cambodia.
Hello. Just good morning, everyone. I'm Hinh Phomnia from Cambodia, the mayor of Kampong Chnang municipality. Right now, you just see the presentation from Nepal is about waste management. In developing country, the common issue is about the waste management. In Cambodia as well, waste management also our issue that we try to solve now. The challenge about the waste management is about the public awareness. In Cambodia, about the waste management, we struggle to solve this problem. And we delegate this power to municipality in 2015. We have a sub-decree, we have a regulation to delegate the power to the municipality. And I will tell you about my municipality is around 90 kilometers from the capital. And the household is around 10,000 household. And the population is about 50,000 people. And the waste generate is around 40 to 50 tons per day. And back to our challenge is about the public awareness and also poor sanitation. And also we have open landfill, but now we have a sanitary landfill that's supported by ADB. And regarding to this point, we initiate the modern waste management system. I will tell you about the three stakeholders that's really important for waste management system. Is the first one is about the company who collect the waste from our municipality. Second one is about the household, the people. And the third one is about the municipality. The household, they demand for the good service from the collection company. And the collections company cannot provide a better service to the citizen because of the citizen don't pay the collection fee. So it backward. So who start first? That's why the government intervene in this interaction between the service provider and the service getter. In the name of the municipality, we take action to this point. We create a system for them that right now in Kampong Chhnang municipality, we create the new waste management system that we track all the truck. We put GPS on the track to provide better service. We provide timetable for the household. At the same time, we encourage the citizen to pay for the collection fee. If the company go directly to the household to collect the collection fee, the citizen they don't pay for that. And at the same time, in Kampong Chhnang municipality, we have 8 parks that we have to collect for free. So to solve this problem, we about the collection fee, we discount for the household, but for the bank, for the company, for some institute that they can get more profit, they have to pay more, even though they produce less waste. This is our policy in our municipality. Not the person who produce more waste have to pay more, but some vendor, they produce more waste, but about the profit, they can get less. But for the bank, they can get more profit. So they have to pay more for the waste management fee. This is our regulation in our municipality. And for the governance, we have for the policy and plan and regulation, we have a full regulation. But at the same time, we try to campaign to tell them about how important of waste management is. We not yet implement the full of the regulation because people, they don't understand about how the waste infected their health. So we try to campaign. We have many events like students, they go to collect the waste at the public space. And also we try to tell, we go house by house to tell them, to encourage them to connect for the waste management fee, for the waste management. And at the same time, we cannot implement all the regulation because when some politicians, they're not yet allowed. For the central government, we have all regulation, but we not implement all. Punishment is not yet implemented in Cambodia. We try to encourage them. We try to make them understand about the regulation, about how important is it. That's about the policy and plan and regulation in Cambodia, that we have all the regulation, but we not yet implement all. About the governance, we have, as I told right now, we have academic department that play an important role to educate and promote waste management knowledge. We try to change behavior from the the student. For the old generation, they may difficult to change their behavior, but we try to change behavior from the school. That's the thing. And about the resilience approach, we try to focus about the behavior. As I told you right now, behavior of the citizen is really important that we try to change, and we start to change from school. We have the separate trash bin, and we educated them about how we separate the trash. But at the same time, it's a funny story as well. Maybe it happened to other country as well. We have a separate bin, but we have only one truck. Then the bin will connect to each other. They will put into each other. I think that almost all developing countries have the same problem. We try to separate the waste, but we have only one truck to collect it. That's the thing. That's the thing. We try to do everything about the public awareness. At the same time, in Cambodia and also my municipality, we try to promote 3R, recycle, reuse, and reuse. We try to promote these 3R in our waste management system. About the funding, we got funding from ADB, Asian Development Bank, and also to support the project, we have collection fee. Right now, we already implement around 6 months already about this new system. We have, as I told right now, we have GPS to connect with the truck. We have a system to print the bill. We connect, we cooperate with the bank that the citizen can pay collection fee with the bank. And also we have a system to track all the household that whether they pay or not. So we got this system and got fund from ADB, and we also got the collection fee to support the system for maintenance. About the technical support, we always got training from ADB about waste management system, and also we also got a private company to build the system for our municipality as well. Regarding to the time management, and I finished my presentation here. Just to sum up, in waste management system, there are 3 stakeholders that's really important. The first one is about the citizen, the second one a collection company, and the third one is about the government. In the local government, municipalities play a really important role to improve the waste management system in every country. I think so. Yeah, that's all.
Thank you very much, Mayor. We do have a couple of commenters. First, over to Sri, UN Habitat.
Thank you, Mayor Hing. Few reflections. I think what you have explained here is exactly what every city in Asia Pacific is actually experiencing, probably other regions as well. Public awareness, community awareness, citizen awareness is fundamental, but it is also a challenge. I think the title of your case study, Improving Awareness Driven Zero Waste Transition, is very interesting. You know, for many other mayors, for example, the Suryodaya mayor before you is targeting the community awareness. I think it's important that many of you within the cohort and also with the previous alumni to share these lessons, because they are very essential for you know, transferring the best practices, what happened in your city to other cities. So very important, sharing your lessons. Second, when you are talking about the ADB and the support you are receiving, you see, having an infrastructure facility is different to maintain it operationally and make it sustainable. So it's inevitable that you will have to spend money to maintain those landfill sites, maintain those trucks, pay the fuel and all that. So the key is in your title itself. You have to set some standards to making sure that the awareness is raised so that you have that collection issues related to collection or addressed at the source itself, so that they are not reaching it to the collection bins. You also highlighted an important point of not having an ecosystem at every functional element, source, the collection, the transportation, disposal, and treatment. So you may have 4, 5 dry waste, wet waste, plastic waste can, but if you don't have a system that is integrated and cohesive to collect respect to type of waste, again, is a problem, because you are not mixing at household, but at the transfer station, you are mixing it all. Right. So the problem again becomes, moving from one place to other place. Anyway, so I have a few other comments, which I will post it on the chart since we are running behind the schedule. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sri. Over to Dr. Mohsin Mohammadzadeh from University of Auckland.
Thanks. Thank you very much, Court. It's very, very interesting, actually. I really like the perspective regarding to the creating kind of awareness for the community, and especially education is very important. It's fantastic to see the mayor focus on the kind of the education and the kind of the community, as the other mayors, as Rini mentioned, that because West management is nowadays is one of the major problems, I think, globally, and especially in Asia Pacific. We have this kind of the challenge everywhere as a result of the rapid urbanization and also somehow increasing the consumption here. One of the things, and the colleague mentioned, as Rini mentioned here before, for me, it's a kind of the challenging regarding to financing the logistic behind this, and also how we can continue. If you provide a kind of infrastructure, how you want to continue doing that, it's another way. And if you don't have, as the colleague mentioned, that if you don't have the kind of the very sophisticated, well-defined infrastructure to separate, plastic from paper, also a kind of the kitchen, type of, waste from the rest of the things, then later on it will be kind of the mixed up, and you create a kind of awareness, but in the practice, it's kind of the issue. One of the things I collaborated with, for example, councils here in the government, it's the cost of collecting rubbish. It's quite significant. So I don't know about the frequency of collecting rubbish in your city. So what we plan, actually, we change the kind of the dynamic. Instead of every day or every other day collecting, we have like a weekly one. But every week we have a one day for a normal rubbish. The other day we can collect the ones, for example, recyclable ones, and which helps us actually to use the existing, for example, facilities for somehow like a trucks or something to collecting for that kind of rubbish when we need it, because it's quite expensive actually to maintain both at the same time. And yeah, it's one of the most challenging one, but creating kind of awareness and somehow financing the project would be very important. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mohsin. Any other comments? Any mayors? Anyone in the room? Very interesting to see the clear focus on citizens first, especially in the fee structure, as well as in educating and awareness raising throughout the community. So congratulations. Thank you very much, Mayor.
Yeah, thank you.
We have 4 more mayors to get through before we have the first break this morning. So I'll ask you to try to be concise and start back to Nepal, please. If you could, Mayor, please try to keep it within about 5 minutes or so.
Thank you, and namaste, everybody. I am Kedar Bhandari, Mayor of Inarwa Municipality, Nepal, Sunsari. Basically, why is this challenge important to address now? Solid waste management. The rapid population growth in Inarwa Municipality has significantly increased the process on the local solid waste management system between 2015 and 2025, the population increasing from approximately 65,000 to 75,000. This growth has led to an increase in waste generation, now established at 12 to 13 tons per day from around 60,000 householders. Waste, lack of public awareness, infrastructure, collection and disposal system, open dumping along roadside and river banks, and in absence of processing facilities have completed the problem. If not address this issue, could target a major public health and environment circles. Currently effect including segregation, urgent waste to a resource convert central local in ward number are serving nearly half of the municipality. However, the faculty is limited in capacity and relies on manual strong. There is also minimum technical capacity, weak data system and limited budget availability. Basically, data and a faculty stage easy waste outside a cross person community will be on dark to support evidence behind planning and infrastructure investment. The challenge. Waste are the source due to low public awareness, inadequate waste collection, transport and disposal system, no waste process for recycling infrastructure, open dumping and pollution of natural environments, limited municipal budget and technical capacity. The solution in urban planning, developing a disguised waste management started including with land use the infrastructure plan, community engagement and education, conduct awareness campaigning on source segregation and promoted completing development school curious radio center poster in local level, including a former flashback imagine through ward committee, policy informed and government, informated source suggestion at the household level. So the Inruva Western management produced their taste from long-term validity beyond political terms, inclusion community feedback and monitoring with the SWM community. Public-private partnership, including programs between public PPP for waste collection and transportation, formalize informal waste packers and integrate them in the cycling and coupling program. Technical institution, introduce smart bins with sense up to formalized collection rounds, establish deletion movement and data tracking system. Financing, municipal budget and user free exclusive value-based program, national provisional government allowance, CSR, provision investment and international idea, support for micro international via location. In this way, we are doing solid waste management in our municipality. There is some problem in all developing countries are maintaining the waste solid management program. In our municipality, there is very problem, and we are going to manually. We have no machine, we have no other support. So this way we are going to work. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor. We'll open the floor now. Again, very common challenges across many of the presentations this morning focusing on solid waste management, as Sri and others have said, this is an issue that is common to many emerging communities across the region. Any of our online experts care to come in?
Pasted comments, as you mentioned, very similar. My only appeal and also caution, any magical solutions, any solutions related to technology, it's better to keep them as a long term as opposed to quick or medium term, because we found waste to energy solutions have become quite cumbersome for municipalities to maintain, and to not only to maintain its operational condition, but actually to feed into, feed so much of waste for cities, it's also becoming an issue. So I think scalable solutions is important, and with an incremental approach of going from uncontrolled to open dump to control to sanitary to engineered to an integrated system. But most important thing is to strengthen that people's part. That's across every presentation that I could see. But there is a good thing about this one presentation that mentioned how the urban planning and the broader land use also linked to the waste management issue, which is very fundamental for city services. Thank you.
Thank you, Sri. Also, there was an interesting inclusion there of the micro entrepreneurship. So micro enterprises as part of the solution. So it's not always a large scale solution. It can come down to a very small scale. Dr. Moshan, over to you.
Oh, thank you, Kurt, and thank you very much, Mayor, for a very good presentation. And also, it's very interesting to see that similarly, you want to engage young ones and look into the kind of women's and especially the community as a process. It's very crucial at this stage, and when you initiate that, I totally agree with Serene. The thing is that waste to energy is a little bit, challenging, especially for the cities to manage, and the kind of the larger, maybe in the kind of regional ones. And the thing is that actually regarding technology I'm all the time, I'm in favor of technology, but because they're using technology somehow is kind of the solution, but most of the time it's better to check what's already tested and used in the other contexts, and then you apply it to save, and mitigate the risks for the failure of the project. And also regarding the including private partnership models, you recommended here, it's very important, especially using the local capacities. And somehow I can say that actually using the context of the local culture, is something sometimes, we forget. If we emphasize on the kind of the locality and local culture, and especially in the kind of the context culturally, some societies, they will quite self-efficient. So if you emphasize on the kind of cultural aspects of that and using the information and the kind of the system and using the culture would be quite helpful to mitigate the waste as well. So it's something maybe you can emphasize more, and the kind of the history you have and the kind of the culture you have over there to address the issue as well.
Thank you very much, Mosi. Mayor?
Local people are not segregation waste management. So we are manually segregate, and some recycle, some reuse, and some we are going to waste dumping somewhere. And now we are trying to be best because we have not so many sources of dumping, and our municipality has limited source. Then we are trying to best. Now we are segregate the all boundary of segregation center and waste management center. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you very much. Thank you to Mayor. We'll now move from Nepal to the Maldives and from solid waste to urban mobility. Mayor Azim, over to you.
Rahim, Mayors Manadia Kurt Sanjeeva, Mal City Deputy Mayor, Asia Pacific Mayors Academy Management Team. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to present one of the major challenges in the Mal City. It's the congestion problem in Mal City. Today, I'm honored to present the Integrated Urban Mobility Plan for Mal City, a comprehensive initiative designed to address one of the most pressing challenges facing our city, the urban mobility. Mal City, as many of you know, is one of the world's most densely populated urban areas. Our limited land area, combined with the rapidly growing population and economic activity, has led to severe traffic congestion across Greater Malé city. Despite a dense network of paved roads, congestion remains a daily struggle for residents and visitors alike. Having said that, it's a congested city, but I would like to highlight again that this is one of the beautiful city as well. You can come and experience one of the best waves in the world for the surfing industry, surfing people, and we have beautiful underwater areas and snorkeling as well. Beautiful white sandy beaches also we have in the Mal City. When it comes to our vehicle capacity, the numbers are striking as of 2024. We have over 130,000 active vehicles in the Greater Malé region in 2 kilometers, which is equivalent to half of vehicles per person. Motorcycles account for a staggering 87% of these vehicles, while cars make up 6%. Even more concerning, nearly 60% of all vehicles are not roadworthy, posing significant safety and environmental risks. While one of the bridge and the ongoing Greater Malé connectivity project have improved links between Malé, Volumale, and Hulde airport, and will soon connect us to Vilimale, Golifol, and Tilafushi. Even though these islands are separated, but we are connecting these islands through a bridge. So we are going to have one more bridge, so it will make Mal City congestion much complicated again. Public transport provided by one of the SOE in the Maldives through the buses and ferries is available, but users frequently report inconsistent schedules and delays, further discouraging its use. To tackle these challenges, we began by gathering and analyzing available data. We have traffic studies from the Ministry of Transport and the Maldives Police Service, vehicle registration data from the Transport Authority, and air quality and health impact reports from the Ministry of Health and the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency. Urban development plans from the Ministry of National Planning, Housing and Infrastructure have also informed our approach. However, there are still critical data gaps. We need real-time traffic flow and congestion mapping, public transport usage statistics, a better understanding of community mobility preferences, and comprehensive environmental impact assessments of current traffic patterns. Based on this evidence, our plan calls for a series of policy and regulatory reforms. First, we are upgrading our urban transport policy to incorporate sustainable and inclusive mobility goals. We are also pursuing vehicle regulation reforms, including a cap on new vehicle registrations and incentives for electric vehicles. Zoning laws will be revised to encourage mixed-use development, reducing the need for long-term commutes. Importantly, we are drafting bylaws to mandate pedestrians and cycling infrastructure in all new developments, promoting non-motorized transport as a viable and safe option. Governance is at the heart of our approach. We are establishing a multi-stakeholder urban mobility task force, bringing together the Ministry of Transport, Malé City Council, the Maldives Police Services, private sector actors such as taxi associations and EV suppliers academia, and civil society organizations focused on the environment, disability rights, and youth engagement. This task force will hold quarterly public consultations and operate a digital feedback platform to ensure transparency and community involvement. Let me now outline the core solutions we are implementing. For instance, public transport, we plan to introduce public buses equipped with tracking systems, install pocket bus stops in key areas, and develop a reliable, affordable HUB network. For non-motorized transport, we are expanding walkways, building protected bike lanes, and launching awareness campaigns to encourage walking and cycling. Smart traffic management will be achieved through the development of intelligent traffic signals, real-time monitoring, and data-driven optimization of traffic flows. Vehicle regulation measures will include congestion charges, limits on new registrations, incentives for carpools, and parking meetings. Urban planning efforts will focus on decentralizing services and encouraging mixed-use development, reducing travel demand and easing congestion in central areas. We are also prioritizing resilient measures such as constructing flood-resistant roads, transport hubs, creating green corridors, installing green roofs, and using preamble pavements to manage stormwater and reduce urban heat. These measures will not only improve air quality, but also create socio-economic benefits, including new jobs related to electric vehicles and saving in healthcare costs. Inclusivity in the guiding principles of our plan. We are ensuring designated bus seats and free travel for children under 18, the elderly over 65, people with disabilities. The same group will have reserved seats and free travel on local ferries, making our transport system accessible to all. Financing this ambitious plan will require a combination of government budget allocations, support from the Green Climate Fund and adaptation funds, public-private partnerships, and collaboration with development partners such as the Asian Development Bank, World Bank, and UNDP. Technical support will come from organizations like UN Habitat, GIZ, ADB, World Bank, and ICLEI, providing expertise in urban mobility planning, smart traffic systems, EV infrastructure, and community engagement. What some of the experience I have made when I was the CEO of one of the transport company in Maldives is that bringing in environment-friendly EV buses has become a huge challenge for us because it costs twice of a vehicle of a diesel bus. So this is making more challenging for us to go for EV buses at the same time. And the cost which we can recover from public transport is 20% of the cost of the operations. This also the 80% has to be subsidized by the government. This is also another major challenge. If we go for EV buses, again, it will be more costly. Our implementation roadmap is clear and phased. In the first 3 months, we will establish governance structures, launch public consultations, and begin collecting critical data. Already we have collected a lot of data through our VLR process. We have done our VLR voluntary local review recently, and it's completed, and we will be launching it very soon. So we have collected data, but we need more support to have a better collection data system in the Maldives at the same time. By 6 to 12 months, we will install pocket bus stops, deploy smart traffic systems, and start decentralizing services. Infrastructure resilience projects and the expansion of EV charging stations will also commence. Beyond 12 months, we aim to institutionalize these reforms, scale up smart traffic systems across Malé City, and aim resilience measures in all future urban development. Continuous community engagement and adaptive planning will ensure that our policies remain effective and responsive to changing needs. In conclusion, the integrated urban mobility plan for Malé City is a bold, data-driven, and inclusive strategy to create a resilient, sustainable, and accessible urban transport system. By working together across government, private sector, academia, and civil society, and by leveraging the latest technology and best practices, we can transform Malé City into a model of urban mobility for the Asia-Pacific region. Thank you, and I look forward to your questions and insights. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mayor. I seem to have lost my connection, but I know that Sri is on line for comments, as well as Fernando from IJIS. So Sri, over to you.
Thank you, Kurt. Thank you, Mayor Adam. Hello, Kihineta. I was very fortunate to be in Male in 2005-6 after tsunami, working for UN Habitat and looking after the entire UNDP recovery program, working on 77 islands. So I lived in Male, and all what you have said, very much true. And the challenges, of course, that I myself have experienced for the duration of my stay, almost 2.5 years in Male. I used to stay in Artificial Beach, and I used to walk to Buruzumagu, which is a 17 to 20 minutes walk. And the evenings, the whole round of Male, I could finish within 45 minutes of my jogging. So that's how small and beautiful the Male Island is, as you mentioned. And we were involved in the design of Willingly urban plan in late 90s. And it has now become quite a settlement. From your presentation, I think your proposed EV solutions, provided that you receive them from any of these international financial institutions, is good. More important is to ensure the EV infrastructure in those small lanes is going to be quite a challenge. But I'm sure with people's participation and they being incentivized, because they had to use these sources, transportation sources, it can be possible. So I think that's one good direction. And you also mentioned about the data-driven planning tools, congestion mapping, scenario modeling, and smart ticketing is also in good direction. Given the size of Male City, you can really make some good pilots and really showcase to the other cities, especially those that are small island development nations and also landlocked ones and islands, that these solutions are possible. It's manageable. The challenge would be what happens to those bikes and cars that have been bought. I know sometimes during the night people used to race some of their fancy cars, like Lamborghini, right, on Artificial Beach. So you will have to find ways of how those people can still use their passion, explore their passion during some utility hours that will not disturb the public and also the pedestrians. So it's going to be a challenge, but it's not really an impossible task. And you also mentioned about Donis. You now connected Hulumale, and then you are going to have another bridge. So once you have these bridges, you will see more people flocking to Male, at least during the daytime, for the business and trade purposes, and then they'll go back. So how do you manage that public transport with more Donis and affordable pricing is going to be closely watched by the public. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sri.
Thank you.
We have Fernando from IJIS, followed by Professor Adil from Simon Fraser University.
Yes.
Fernando, over to you.
Thank you so much, Kurt, and thank you so much, Honorable Mayor, for sharing your initiative with us, which I think it's very well structured because you are addressing the problem from a lot of different points. You are addressing it through land use, for example, by encouraging mixed use development to reduce travel demand, also by promoting both electric but also non-motorized transport, so promoting bicycles, promoting walking to also reduce emissions, by trying to engage with civil society, with international organizations, with stakeholders. So I think that overall you are addressing a problem that it's very common throughout many of the cities in the region, and it's a problem that it's needs to be addressed. So I think like overall your strategy, it's very well structured, and I'm sure you will. I mean, I wish you the best in implementing it and bringing it together. So I would also encourage to think about how we can use data gaps and how you can use the client to find more. You are saying that to implement this, you need real-time traffic flow and congestions, as well as public transport usage statistics, community mobility behavior, and environmental impact. So I think trying to think early on how these data gaps and will complement existing data, and how you will react once you have this data that you are so far missing, according to the poster, and how this will inform the future development of the initiative. But overall, I think this is an excellent strategy, and wish you all the best in implementing it and all the success. So thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Fernando. Dr. Zeal, over to you.
Thank you very much, Kurt. And thank you, Honorable Mayor. I think you have laid out a very comprehensive and a very interesting plan. It touches on so many different aspects that it's hard to sort of poke any holes into it and to provide comments. But I have three sort of concerns about its implementation, and I'll lay that out. And I'm sure you have given it some thought. The first one is just because the plan is so complete and comprehensive, it appears to me that 12 months is a very ambitious timeline for implementing it. And particularly if you are going to engage with the community, have stakeholder conversations. And in my experience, you need to have a buy-in from the community. And that takes time, and that means you need to allow for more time for those type of consultations. So I know the framing within this whole initiative was for 12 months, but I think you could easily double or triple that time for really implementing it in a successful way. So that would be my comment, that you should give more time for community engagement, for awareness raising, and that would hopefully lead to a more successful initiative. The second comment is about the energy equation. And we've seen this here in North America and in other parts of the world, that as you start to shift towards greater use of electric vehicles, and particularly because you mentioned using buses that are also electric in nature, that imposes a significant burden on your power grid. And whether you have planned ahead for the enhancements to your power grid so that it can support all these additional vehicles being charged, and planning how that charging will take place. So that's something I would request you to consider, that impact on your power grid and how that will be played out, and whether there is a need for including that into your overall resourcing for this initiative. And speaking of resourcing, it brings me to my third comment, which is financing for all of this initiatives. I can say that from my experience, again, in Pakistan, in the city of Lahore, it's actually undergoing right now an electrification of their public transport system, and that is funded primarily, to my understanding, by the World Bank. And so there are mechanisms where you can tap into things like Green Climate Fund to get resourcing for buying those buses. And you were quite right that they tend to be way more expensive than your diesel or compressed natural gas type. So again, something to consider, to look outwards to finding the financing. And that's going to be the crux. And again, because the plan is so comprehensive and ambitious, it needs to be resourced properly so that you're able to reach success in its implementation. So I'll stop here. Thank you very much again for putting together a very interesting initiative.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Adil. Mayor, any final comments?
Yeah, I think the comments put forward by the last person, I just don't know his name, yeah. It's very relevant and it's very practical, I understand, because I have already worked on this project once, but we were unable to implement it at that time. At that time, I was working as a CEO of one of the transport company in Maldives. Then just what we have highlighted is very real. The energy equation and the financing part is really difficult for us at even that time. Even now, our economy is not doing very well. So I think the time period needs to be extended beyond 12 months. Thank you so much for the comment. Yeah.
Thank you very much. We've got two more. So we'll move to the Philippines and Mayor Alfredo Coro from Del Carmen.
Maradjaw na adlaw sa tanan. Good morning to everyone. Annyeong haseyo. Wow, we have something in common already. I am again Mayor Alfredo Coro of Del Carmen, Philippines, and I have been mayor of our municipality since 2010. Over the last 15 years, we have seen the transformation of our municipality from being an unknown local government to a champion of innovative local governance that addressed illegal mangrove cutting, illegal fishing, maternal death, infant mortality, poverty reduction, improved nutrition, and better household income. But last December 2021, Super Typhoon Rai, or Odette in the Philippines, made landfall and devastated Del Carmen. We saw the increased risk of vulnerable coastal families, and thus the Management Committee of Del Carmen has agreed to focus on this initiative for the Mayor's Academy: climate, resilient, and inclusive housing for displaced and vulnerable families in Del Carmen. The dignity of a home. Halian Island is a very flat island with 846 population as of today, located around 20 nautical miles from Del Carmen. Halian is one of 20 barangays or villages of Del Carmen and one of the 4 island communities of our municipality. Their location exposes them to annual typhoon season, which is around 4 months from November to February, and the climate change impact of sea level rise, leading to risks of human settlement areas. According to the data we have, in 20 to 25 years from now, the whole island will become inhabitable. There are many similar small islands and states that will experience the same risk, and the main challenge is finding a new home without compromising the quality of life and access to services, livelihood, and opportunities. Our first action was to draft the Del Carmen housing policy that focuses on ensuring the dignity of a home model, given on our 7-year trial on how a housing for the poorest of the poor will work, given that most of the poor in our community are farmers and fishers. And these are the main concerns we are trying to address. Most of the island economies that are reliant on tourism industries have challenges developing affordable housing for locals. Land prices are very, very expensive. Designing housing that will be climate change adaptive due to the increasing strength and frequency of tropical storms. Just a few days ago, the Philippines was hit again with the strongest typhoon recorded for 2025. Housing ownership design that will ensure the poor and vulnerable families will always have a safe space of a home to go back to. While we have 4 months of annual storm season, the last super typhoon in our area happened 37 years ago. However, due to climate change, we recognize the possibility of frequency and increased strength of the storms. Super Typhoon Rai hastened the needed action as it exposed our vulnerability being on the eastern seaboard of the Philippines, currently for the last few years, the #1 ranked most vulnerable country to natural disasters. The national government provided adequate data to identify potentially at-risk families due to sea level rise that will make an island village inhabitable, and at-risk families in coastal areas identified at no-build zones due to potential risk of storm surges. The local government immediately brought together multi-stakeholders. We call this gathering Tambayayong in Surigao noon, for several discussions using various platforms to allow us to effectively and efficiently discuss how we can link science, innovation, policy management, and behavior to be able to manage and govern the housing for the poor and vulnerable. Finally, after 3 years, we are moving forward and faster. The resettlement site. The experts have identified the potential land areas that are state-owned, manageable housing development and biodiversity, and accessible to livelihood opportunities, tourism, farming, and fishing. Our development partner then completed a village design based on available information and risk assessment done on the identified property. We are doing build back faster model homes. The housing units we are designing or have designed to be built back faster using local indigenous materials, but with a panic room or a safe room, which is normally the toilet, that is made of concrete to host an average family of 5, especially during typhoons. The similar temporary home model was implemented post-Super Typhoon Haiyan and post-Super Typhoon Rai in the Philippines. In our model, the family can never own the home to minimize risk of sale during financial crises, but also protected of rights to remain within the village if they adhere to approved fundamental rules of no gambling and no criminal activities. For the next few months, we are strengthening the documentary requirements and social preparations as part of our commitment for participatory and inclusive governance. In the spirit of Bayanihan of the Philippines, the local government of Del Carmen have committed to building 10 to 15 houses on our settlement site from 2026 to showcase our commitment to this program. At this rate, and expected support of development partners, we should have enough to support our families at risk by 2040. Again, to the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific, the United Nations Human Settlements Program, the United Cities and Local Governments Asia Pacific, United Nations University Institute for the Advancement Study of Sustainability, Association of Pacific Rim Universities, Institute of Global Environmental Strategies. Salamat Gajud Karajaw for the opportunity to be part of the 2025 cohort of Asia Pacific Mayors Academy. We hope our actions will inspire other municipalities and cities with at-risk communities to start taking climate action for vulnerable and poor families. Kamsahamnida.
Thank you very much, Mayor. I open the floor for expert comments, feedback. Sri, over to you.
Great, Pare. Thank you very much for those excellent presentation. Mr. Mayor, this is going to be quite a challenging opportunity, I would say. In general, in the United Nations and also with many governments as part of Habitat, we do not encourage resettlement, right? But we always suggest them to, take measures that what you just have clearly articulated, linking livelihoods to the housing, making sure that it's people-centric, community-driven model, so that they are not snatched from the place that they belong. and many other aspects, because to enabling their mobility to the place of livelihood and also making sure that the place of worship, place of reunion, and also other educational and health facilities. So I think you have a careful plan that has been put up. Of course, there are few that you already mentioned in terms of identifying the local material, local building practices is a very good initiative. I would also encourage, use some of those climate models, because you are going to face serious challenges in terms of mobilizing resources, but by using some of the natural-based solutions, some of the green building and alternative building material, rainwater harvesting, making solar energy for all, you can actually apply for carbon credits and probably to some of the vertical finance funding models. The other comment is on the affordability. So if you are providing them for free, is okay. But if not, affordability has to be carefully thought so. End of the day, you want all that houses to be occupied by the people. So using that renewable energy, rainwater harvesting, natural-based solutions can provide you some good injection of resources from international organizations and climate funds. And when you are making plans, you already articulated about long-term sustainability and climate resilience, so which is really commendable. So thank you very much for that innovative housing finance, because you also mentioned housing about dignity. It's also about self-esteem. It's also making sure that inequalities are addressed. Also is a huge employment generator. So it depends. You mentioned this project is quite long years, and see how you can actually make it more demand driven, so that even with the limited time and limited resources, you can go with an incremental approach so that more people can be accommodated in less time period, while you can make improvements over a period of time. So that's economy of transactions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sri. Fernando, over to you. Brief comments, please.
Yes. Thank you so much, Kurt, and thank you so much, Honorable Mayor, for presenting your initiative today in such an important topic. Since I am aware of the time, I'm going to be brief. So first, I would like to really congratulate you in this important initiative and addressing this very pressing issue, especially in the Philippines, where climate events such as typhoon are becoming more common with the years. And I would like, there are many good points in this initiative, but I think that one very important point is to really try to think how to create also spaces for community. And if this new development try to foster this sense of community and creating also public spaces so people living there feel attached to their new homes, feel attached to the community, and feel attached to their neighbors. So I think like overall trying to think how to balance all the resilience aspects. I love the idea of the panic room so people can feel safe during typhoons, and also using local materials, but also try to think how these new communities will be part of Del Carmen as a whole, and how the people living there will be engaged and attached to each other to also have them to be together. So thank you so much. It was a pleasure seeing this initiative, and wish you all the best.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mayor. And we'll proceed now to the last presentation from Indonesia. Mayor Jamal.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, distinguished guests, respected professors, and my dear graduates. Alhamdulillah, all praise be to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who has given us health and the opportunity to gather here today. It is an honor for me to stand before you to share our city's challenges and strategies in facing one of the most pressing issues of our time, urban flooding and waterlogging. As you know, Banda Aceh is geographically vulnerable. Our city received 200 to 400 millimeters of rainfall per month at peak, more than 2,000 millimeters annually. Nearly 70% of our territory lies less than 10 meters above sea level, flanked by steep hills and crossed by the Krung Aceh River. The unique geography combined with rapid urban development has created serious flooding risks, heavy rains after coast drainage overflow, stagnant water, and waterlogging in residential and commercial areas. The impacts are real. Firstly, stagnant water becomes a breeding ground for diseases like malaria and dengue. Secondly, roads and infrastructure are damaged. Thirdly, mobility and businesses are disrupted. And the last is the loss of green space reduces natural water absorption. In short, flooding threatens not only our environment, but also public health, economic stability, and quality of life. To address these challenges, the Banda Aceh city government has designed a comprehensive strategy that combines infrastructure development, policy reform, and community participation. Firstly, routine drainage maintenance. We regularly clean and rehabilitate drainage system, and we are expanding green infrastructure with pump station like the project in Gampong Batoh to speed up water flow and protect neighborhood. Secondly, community participation. Every Friday, residents, school, and government office join in Gotong Royong, our weekly cleanup. This reflects our culture of solidarity and ensure shared responsibility in keep our city clean. Thirdly, public regulation requires shop owner to maintain cleanliness, provide waste bin, and plant at least one tree. This simple act connect urban management with environmental sustainability. Fourthly, green infrastructure. We are promoting urban greening, retention pond, infiltration well, and sustainable design like proposed Popman water catchment parks. To make our effort systematic, we have set a timeline. Within the first 3 months, drainage cleaning, maintenance, and activating community-based rapid reaction team for evacuation and first aid. By the 6th month, education campaign on flood preparedness, strengthening waste management, and expanding green space. Within 1 year, establishing early warning system with BMKG or Indonesian Agency for Meteorology, Climatology, and Geophysics, and mapping flood prone point for faster responses. Beyond the first year, large-scale projects like river rehabilitation, new drainage system, sustainable stormwater technologies, and water storage tank. This roadmap ensures that we are not just reacting to flood, but building long-term resilience. Governance and collaboration. Flood management requires strong coordination in Banda Aceh. Our key partners include: first, the Regional Development Planning Agency; second, the Public Works Department; third, the Environmental and Disaster Management Agencies; and most importantly, our local communities and business leaders. But governance alone is not enough. We need partnership. That is why we are grateful for support from the World Bank, Global Facility for Disaster Reduction and Recovery, and Indonesia Sustainable Urbanization Fund. We have brought international expertise to strengthen our local capacity. The story of Banda Aceh flooding is not just about pipe, canal, or infrastructure. It is about people, resilience, and the future. Flooding is a challenge faced by many coastal cities around the world. Climate change and rapid urbanization are making these challenges even bigger. But with innovation, collaboration, and your participation as the younger generation, we can turn these challenges into opportunities for learning, research, and sustainable solution. You are the scientists, engineers, policymakers, and community leaders of tomorrow. Your ideas, creativity, and commitment will help us build a cleaner, greener, and more resilient Banda Aceh. In closing, let me emphasize flood management is not only about controlling water, it is about protecting life, supporting livelihood, and safeguarding our environment for future generations. The city's Banda Aceh is committed to working hand in hand with our communities, with national government, with international partners, and most importantly, with all of you to create a city that is not only safe from flood, but also sustainable, inclusive, and full of life. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Open the floor for feedback. First over to Sri again.
Great, thank you, Kurt. Madam Melissa, Assalamu alaikum. So in Achinese, you call Puha Babanganyo. Very glad we were very fortunate to serve all the Achinese during the tsunami. UN Habitat was there building settlements and planning including Godong Royong, Banda Aceh, Aceh Pasar, PD, Biro, Simulu, Nias. I myself was also was present for 4 years, so very glad to see the Banda Aceh Mayor presenting such a wonderful initiative. And I think your words really resonated of the resilience of Achenese, the people, the resilience, and the future. Beautiful words. We have few comments, Madam. I think what I found is, especially during the flooding, the maintenance of the drains in most parts of Asia is a major issue, especially in the secondary and the tertiary cities, because the sanitation department, because different ministries work in a silo where waste management, it belongs to one ministry, whereas the drains and river water, the rainwater harvesting plus rainwater drainage belongs to different public works, So it's important that when you are making a plan, so make sure that this is connected to waste management also, because if you have, you may have excellent flood management, but if you do not have linked waste management, effective waste management, what will happen is all those drains will be clogged. So we call it a sustainable urban drainage system. So PAYU is fully aware of it. They have received the guidelines from UN Habitat Urban Basic Services, and you can really benefit. Also from Kacamatan Development Program and UPP, the Urban Poverty Program of World Bank. You mentioned about community engagement. That is very key for any long-term sustainability of plans. You may have resources coming from financial institutions as an initial investment, but for long-term sustainability of anything that you do, be it housing or services or access or facilities, people are very important. So I think you already put the people at the center of your planning, which is good. We would encourage to link some of the natural-based solutions, like mangrove restoration and riverbank greening, We have seen in many parts of Indonesia when you have some of these coastal settlements, they have benefited from such protection measures. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sri. I don't see any other comments online. Anyone in the room? Mayors? No comments?
Okay.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
very much for your
Over to you.
suggestion, input positive ideas. I'm sure that all advice from expert will make my initiative more applicable and effective to implement in Banda Aceh City. I would like to apologize for my insufficient performance during 6 months of Mayor Academy. Thank you very much. Kamsahamnida. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Mayor. We do actually have some alumni in the room. We have a mayor from Malaysia and a mayor from Nepal who were in previous classes. Thank you for joining and coming back and serving again as champions. I know you know many of the current cohort as well. Are there any reflections or comments from anyone in the room on any of the presentations you've heard or collectively what you've heard this morning?
Can I make a general comments?
Sure. General
Okay.
comments.
Thank you very much for every presentations. Yeah, again, I'm Kazuko from regional office of UN Habitat. Listening to every presentations, what I thought was that we need to really strengthen means of implementation to realize resilient and inclusive cities. So basically 3 means of implementation must be important, reflecting your presentations. So first is a financial mechanism. Yes, we need to really think about innovative finance mechanism, including PPP. And thinking about finance, we really need to think about the investment, but not only investment, but also the maintenance cost. We need to really think about life cycle finance mechanism. So this is my first point. And the second point, we really need to think about the capacity building, not only in terms of technical perspective, but also institutional perspective. And among all, I think it's important to develop capacity regarding data. So data generation, data collection, data analysis, because data produces much more potentials. For example, data allows us to introduce more targeted approach. And also, for example, if we have data, we can link the data with a pricing policy, for example, in urban mobility. So data can produce many more opportunities. So I think the capacity regarding data generation and analysis is critical. So this is my second point. And the third point is a partnership. We really need to engage the people as citizens, communities, private sector, and the department across the government, and also national government, regional government. And so we really need to have a full of society approach, and many honorable mayors addressed this issue. So I was really empowered listening to your presentations. And waste management. So 3 mayors addressed waste management issues. And indeed, this is a common issue in Asia Pacific cities, because Asian Pacific cities are rapidly urbanizing in many places, and also economic development actually leads to mass production, mass consumption, and mass waste. So we really need to seriously think about this issue, and this is urgent need. So we UN Habitat has several tools like waste-wise city or zero waste initiative or Fukuoka method, which is low cost and environmentally friendly waste disposal landfill method. So we can really get committed to this issue. And for urban mobility, we also have guidelines for like e-mobility. So we can also really support urban mobility issues. And housing is a critical for UN Habitat. So as Suri said, basically we don't recommend relocation, but in very high risk area, sometimes relocation is necessary. Like just I share my country's case. I'm from Japan, and after tsunami, Japanese government promoted relocation policy. But what they really emphasized was to avoid relocating each family into different places. So they relocated the communities in a package, community as a whole to the same places to continue, the sense of community. And now the challenge for them is how to integrate relocated community into the host community. So there are several cases that you can also learn from other cities in Asia Pacific, because we are so disaster-prone region. So in that sense, I think it's quite important to have this kind of platform, for the practice, for the exchange of good practice and sharing the common issues.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Only quickly. So thank you very much for your excellent presentations. We, UN Habitat, is very, very committed to supporting every initiative. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Apologies, we're late on time. We're going to go to the IGES speaker, and then we'll go to Sarah from UCLG. So first, remotely joining us is Mr. Hiroshi Ono, Executive Director of the Institute for Global Environmental Strategies.
Hi, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
We can quite well, yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. And honorable mayors and distinguished guests, esteemed partners, it is a great honor to join you today, even from afar. My name is Hiroshi Ono, Executive Director of IGES, and it is a privilege to celebrate the graduation of this year's cohort of the Asia Pacific Mayors Academy. Let me begin by expressing my sincere gratitude to our partners, ESCAP, UN Habitat, UCLG ASPAC, APRU, and UNUIAS for their dedicated support in shaping and delivering the curriculum, as well as advising mayors through the development of their initiatives. This academy could not have succeeded without their commitment and guidance. Most importantly, I'd like to congratulate our graduating mayors, namely Ms. Julaila binti Jamardin of Hulu Selangor, Malaysia, Mr. Ran Bahadur Lai of Suryodaya, Nepal, Mr. Hing Forpuminier of Kampong Chana, Cambodia, Mr. Kedal Bandari of Inarua, Nepal, Mr. Adam Ajim of Maldives, Mr. Alfred Kolo of Del Carmen, Philippines, and Ms. Eliza Saduddin Jamal of Del Carmen of Banda Aceh, Indonesia. Your dedication has been an inspiration of all of us. Over the course of 6 modules, the Academy has provided tools and knowledge to strengthen leadership for sustainable development. Perhaps more importantly, it has demonstrated how the SDGs can serve as a common compass that helps in the decision-making process, aligning priorities and translating global goals into tangible local action. This year's initiatives speak for themselves. Many of you have focused on waste management and circular economy, ensuring cleaner, healthier cities through recycling, composting, and community awareness programs. Others have advanced climate resilience, addressing the challenges of flooding and disaster through innovative infrastructure, early warning systems, and strategic land use planning. Still others have pursued urban mobility and inclusion, from sustainable transport planning to managing ecotourism and projects to house the poor. Across all those efforts, one theme emerges clearly: community engagement, including vulnerable populations traditionally left behind. Through your initiatives, you have demonstrated that sustainable development succeeds only when local governments work together with a wide range of stakeholders. The challenges you face are significant, ranging from rapid urbanization, climate change, and environmental degradation. But your achievements demonstrate that local leadership is not only possible, it is essential. You have shown that the SDGs are practical tools for improving lives in your communities. As you graduate, I encourage all of you to maintain this network of peers, to continue sharing experiences and supporting one another. Together, you are building a legacy of mayors who lead with vision and deep commitment to people and the planet. On behalf of IGES, I congratulate you once again. I am confident that the leadership you have demonstrated in this academy will continue to inspire your cities, your countries, and our region. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Hiroshi-san. And thank you also to IGES for all of its support to the Academy over the last number of years. I want to come back into the room. We're privileged to be joined this morning by Ms. Sarah Hufflich, who's the Director of Learning for UCLG Global, based in Spain.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah, actually, I'm also a Deputy Secretary General of UCLG World Secretariat, and many of the mayors I already know, and it's a big pleasure to see your work, and congratulations not only to you, I think also the team behind it, the work, the assistance you have received. It is very notable in the results. That are, of course, benchmarking for planning strategies and for the work of United Nations in assisting the cities. So I think the work is very comprehensive. However, I'm a little bit surprised maybe that the commitment is very much to more technical work. And I also know this is maybe a particular issue here in Asia Pacific, that not all the leaders are elected leaders. So of course, this makes an additional challenge, because usually when we say a Mayor's Academy or we do leadership courses, we always see that the mayors want to learn a lot of how we report to the communities. You need the skills. And in the last two presentations from Philippines and from Banda Aceh, I think this was very notable, that you have a pressure of your citizens. That's why you have to build some houses. You have to show tangible results. Otherwise, you will not maybe come back. And this stress is, I think, very important, because even if not all the countries may allow local election, the relation with the citizens is always the same. So I think the first presentation, and congratulations for all your efforts. I think this example of sustainable tourism and using the natural opportunities are very good. But of course, regulation is a major issue. But what about the other policies? So policies for incentives or policies on how to report back, policies in financing, as it was said by the colleague of UN Habitat before. So I think that were the issues I observed, but I think this academy is a very important milestone, not only for UCLG ASPAC, it's also for UCLG World Secretariat, because many of our leaders need training and need support. And of course, only when you stay and when you also see that others are coming back, as the colleague of IGS was just saying, you create a peer work as more you tell your story, as more you also maybe get other skills. And so we invite you to also go to the world stage and articulate your experiences. That is very solid and very, very interesting to be here in other places. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sarah. We'll now move to United Nations University Institute for Advanced Study of Sustainability, Professor Yasushi Katsuma, Academic Program Advisor.
Hello, honorable mayors, distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues. Good morning. It is with great honor that I address you today, conveying heartfelt remarks on behalf of our director, Professor Shinobu Yume Yamaguchi of the United Nations University Institute for the Advanced Study of Sustainability, or UNU-IAS in short. Though circumstances prevent my presence in person, it is a privilege for me to join you online and celebrate the accomplishments in organizing this Asia-Pacific Mayors Academy. Graduating mayors, let me congratulate you in advance on your graduation from the Mayors Academy this coming Friday. In the past 6 months, you have demonstrated remarkable dedication by attending each module, and your visionary leadership and innovative thinking as showcased in the excellent initiative plans you have just presented. As the leader of your city, you face challenges of great magnitude, but the potential for transformative impact on your communities is equally extraordinary. I am excited to learn your innovative initiatives on integrated waste management, urban flooding and water logging management, integrated mobility, environmental protection campsites, and climate resilient inclusive housing for displaced families. All of them hold the potential and powerful opportunities to address the intertwined challenges of climate resilience, inclusivity, and sustainability. With these initiatives, you have taken your first step in identifying the priorities for your city. As you return to your respective cities, we look forward to your bold steps in formulating a concrete action plan, identifying opportunities to push the initiatives forward, and optimizing resources to attract long-term investors, improving living conditions in your cities. I am confident that the expertise and networks you have forged through the Academy will enable you to successfully execute your inspiring initiatives and motivate others in your country to follow your example. The Academy is far more than a learning platform. It is a vibrant community for fostering collaboration and mutual support. I warmly encourage you to remain actively engaged with your fellow mayors and Academy partners, exchanging ideas, sharing experiences and insights, and forging strengthening partnerships that will enhance your impact. You make the Academy what it is, a powerful platform connecting mayors to drive transformation across our cities and communities. UNU-IAS and all partners are ready to support you in your efforts to deliver innovative urban solutions. Once again, Congratulations on your achievement and thank you for your commitment to creating sustainable futures for your cities and communities. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And finally, we'll go to Mr. Thomas Schneider, the Chief Executive of the Association of Pacific Rim Universities, which has really leveraged the entire university network. And you've heard from a number of faculty across many universities throughout the module. So Thomas has a video message to share with you.
Honorable Mayors, as the Chief Executive of the Association of Pacific Rim Universities, or APRU, it is my great pleasure to congratulate you on your participation and successful graduation from the Asia Pacific Mayors Academy. Completing the academic training requires focus and commitment. At the same time, it is also a token of the importance you attribute as local leaders to the advancement of sustainable urban development. You all share the goal of improving the quality of life across the Asia-Pacific region through the progress you achieve in your own communities. Cities are, as you know, of critical significance for advancing the UN Sustainable Development Goals and for achieving the 2030 Agenda. The increase in climate-related disasters and environmental challenges require our cities to become more resilient and to adapt to higher temperatures and heavier precipitation. Simultaneously, there are multiple socioeconomic, demographic, and health issues, as well as the rapid development of technology and AI, needing your constant attention as problem solvers and advocates of your communities. Your participation in the 2025 Academy cohort has provided you all with the opportunity to widen your network of peers across the region. You have also been able to draw on the knowledge of professional and academic experts to gain insights on key areas such as urban planning, smart development, urban resilience, and financing. Tools you learned about and insights you gained will help you address the many sustainability challenges that your own cities are facing, be they related to environmental problems, to energy, waste management, pollution, sustainable tourism, or other urgent issues. Close collaboration and partnerships with peers and multi-stakeholder experts locally, regionally, and globally are essential in addressing those challenges. They will help you identify and implement solutions, to build capacity, to share knowledge and experience. It is encouraging and empowering to know that you are not alone in tackling the problems that your communities are facing. I hope that this Mayors Academy has allowed you to nurture supportive partnerships across the region that will support and guide you on your future journeys. I trust all of you, honorable mayors, will be able to draw on these new links and partnerships to guide the sustainable development of your cities through the implementation of your own city initiatives. I also urge you, as experienced leaders, to help other newly elected mayors in your countries to adopt sustainable solutions by relying on the knowledge and the perspectives of experts from academia, multilateral organizations, as well as the private sector. If you are looking for specific support from academia and you want to extend your network of expertise following your graduation, we here at APRU will always be delighted to make those connections. Do not hesitate to reach out either to myself or to any of our academic colleagues and experts who have supported this academy. We are here to help you in your future journeys. I also would like to take this opportunity to specifically thank the academic experts from the APIU network and from all the Academy partners for their support and partnership in the delivery of the Academy. My warmest thanks go to our regional partners, UN ESCAP, UN Habitat, UCLG ESPAC, UN University Institute for the Advanced Study of Sustainability, and IGS for their dedication to the Mayors Academy and their tremendous support to the 2025 class of mayors. And now, I wish all of you the best of luck for the future development of your cities. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And let me also echo Thomas's comments, thanking all of the partners. And I think you've met them over the course of the 6 months. But mostly let's focus attention on your initiatives. Again, you've gotten the feedback. What's important now is what you do with these initiatives. As you heard, how you engage your community, how you get the buy-in, how you translate these initiatives into policies and actions on the ground is what is critical from here on forward. While we ask you as part of the Academy to develop a single initiative and elaborate it and incorporate all of the learnings from the Academy modules, the learnings really have application across your community. It's not just one single initiative or one project that will make a community sustainable. It is how you incorporate all of the things that you've demonstrated or indicated within these single initiatives across a whole range of policies. How do you make your solid waste system sustainable is one element, but how you also then use the same approach of multi-stakeholder engagement, looking at evidence, making evidence-based decisions. How do you finance those issues? How do you establish governance systems? The learnings are transferable from one particular topic or issue more broadly across your community. So what we would encourage you is to take these back. And I think Kazuko said it at the beginning of this session, the graduation is not really an ending, it's a beginning. You take these initiatives now with all of the feedback and with your certificate, maybe, back to your community, and you get the citizens' participation. You then need to sell it politically. You need to get the community buy-in, the political buy-in, and it's only through that process that you can make them real and get the support and the financing that you need. We said from the beginning, and the reason we start with urban and territorial planning is because planning is the foundation of any other initiative that you do, whether it be on solid waste or on transport, on air pollution, or whatever the issue is that you'd like to address. And once you have a robust planning system in place, you then can say to others who you're looking to for support, whether it be technical support or financing, here's the entire process that we went through. Here's how we use the evidence. Here's how we plan to implement it. Here's the governance structure we built. That demonstrates not just here's a project that we want to fund and implement, but here's how we created a successful and feasible solution, okay? And national governments, whether you're relying on intergovernmental transfers or whether you're looking for financing external to your communities, that process is important. It provides a level of certainty for investment. And that is really one of the most important elements of developing an initiative. But again, these initiatives, it's really just a start. This is the beginning. You take it back to your community, you engage them, you refine it based on their input, because ultimately, all of these initiatives that you've presented are not for you, they're for your citizens. So thank you. And again, it's my pleasure to turn it over to Kazuko for closing comments. Let me just one more time thank everybody who's been online providing feedback. And please don't leave because we'll have a group photo that include those from outside. Thank you.
Honorable mayors, distinguished partners, colleagues, friends. So thank you very much for your excellent presentations. I was very much inspired by all presentations. I congratulate each of the graduating mayors for the clarity, commitment, and vision that your initiatives demonstrate. The presentations we heard reflect not only the hard work of graduating mayors, but also the priorities that define urban governance in Asia and the Pacific cities today. I raise 5 issues very, very briefly. So first is housing and social inclusion. When cities address housing needs in tandem with climate risks, tourism growth, and rising cost of living, they are safeguarding dignity and opportunity for the citizens. Second, waste management and the circular economy. Solid waste is one of the most visible and imminent urban issues in the region. But behind it lies the opportunity to turn waste into resources, to create green jobs, to promote healthier environments, and to build cities that are cleaner, safer, and more climate resilient. Third, environmental protection and ecosystem management. Whether through safeguarding forests and rivers or designing safe ecotourism environments that we had today, local governments are showing that protecting nature is not separate from development. It's a foundation for long-term sustainability and community trust. The fourth, urban mobility. Cities cannot be livable or self-sufficient if mobility systems are congested, unsafe, and polluting. Integrated mobility plans that invest in public transport, walkability, and green infrastructure are essential to improve quality of life, reduce emissions, and ensure equitable access to all. And last but not least, climate resilience. This cut across all these issues, from tackling floods and waterlogging to reducing heat risks and planning compact transit-oriented growth. The message is clear. Asia-Pacific cities must adapt quickly, and they must do so in ways that also strengthen social economy, social equity, and economic opportunity. What unites all of these priorities is a vision of cities that are resilient, inclusive, and sustainable. Cities that take a multi-sectoral and full of society approach led by mayors who are willing to innovate and collaborate. And they are building blocks for the future of self-sufficient cities in the region. The initiatives we have had today are practical demonstration of how cities can integrate climate action, economic resilience, and social equity into their planning. They show us what self-sufficiency means in practice. Strong local systems that are responsive to citizens' needs while connected to regional and global networks of solidarity. Honorable mayors, I encourage you to continue sharing your successes and challenges, to support one another, and to carry forward the spirit of collaboration that defines this academy. As we close, let's take pride in our achievement of this cohort, and at the same time, look ahead with determination. The leadership we have seen today is exactly what will drive the future of sustainable, self-sufficient cities in Asia and the Pacific. And congratulations again for the graduating mayors. Thank you very much.